Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to start setting up your podcast project on Soundtrap. So once you log into Soundtrap, you're going to be on your homepage here, and we're going to want to enter the studio. So click the Enter Studio button. And then it's going to ask you to select a template. I recommend starting with blank, so that way you can just add in all your tracks as you're ready to go. You don't need to worry about fiddling with anyone else's. So I'm going to click that. So the first thing we want to do before we even start recording is we want to do our sound setup to make sure that our computer is ready to go with our microphone. So you want to go to your recording location, and you're going to want to plug your microphone. If you have an external microphone, you're going to want to plug that into your computer. If you don't have an external microphone, then you're going to want to make sure that you're speaking close to where the mic input is on your computer. The other thing that works great is if you have the earbuds that actually have the little microphone built into the side, because then you can just hold that close to your mouth while you're talking. So that's a great little hack if you don't have a nice external microphone plugged into your computer. To do our sound setup, we're going to go to Settings. Before we do that, we're going to go to Add New Track. And we're going to add voice and microphones because we're going to be talking for our podcast. So now I'm going to go to Settings and then go to Sound Setup. So here it's going to help us set up our sound so that we don't get too loud for our microphone, and it'll help it so that it cuts out the background noise a little bit behind us. So it always wants you to use headphones, and that's because when you have headphones in, that keeps the sound from doing an echo effect. So when you're talking into your computer and recording, that computer is then also playing that recording back at you. And if you have it just coming from your computer speakers, then you're going to get this echo because then your microphone picks up that speaker noise and it sounds really weird. So you want to make sure you plug headphones in, even if you don't have them in your ears, just because that keeps the sound from coming out and making that echoey effect. So I have my headphones on, so I'm going to click that. It's going to remind us to plug in our mic. Click Next. And then you're going to tell them what microphone you're using. So I have the Blue Snowball microphones, so that's what I'm using. I'm going to make sure that's selected. I'm going to go to Next. So on this next page, it's going to want you to be really loud. So you're not going to scream, but I want to make sure that you talk loud as you would talk for your podcast. So it knows where to max out your microphone. And then on the next one, it's going to ask you to be absolutely silent so it can pick up whatever your background noise is. So it knows what to cancel out. So here we're going to get nice and loud. So here I'm talking as loud as I can so it knows where to max out my sound. And then when we're done, we're going to click OK. So now I've set up my mic, so I'm ready to start recording. Whenever you're recording something that's a bit longer, I recommend chunking it up. So if you're reading, for me, I'm going to be doing a poem. I'm going to actually record each paragraph of my poem in separate chunks. And the reason I do that is so if I mess up, I only have to re-record that small chunk versus having to record the whole thing over again. I also recommend practicing a lot before recording. You want to get your mouth used to saying all the words. Finally, before I record, they like to put a lot of reverb on here. So what reverb is kind of gives it an echoey effect. I'm not a fan of reverb, so I'm just going to click and drag that down so that it's barely there. So whenever you're ready, make sure your mic is there. Make sure that you're in a quiet location. And you can click Start Recording and it'll give you a countdown. I've made me a moon-catching net, and I'm going hunting tonight. I'll run along swinging it over my head and grab for that big ball of light. So you can see now that I have my first track up here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this X, and I'm going to add another voice track, and I'm going to keep doing this until I recorded all of the parts of my poem, or for you, all the parts of your podcast that you'd want to record. If you are not sure how you feel about this, I always recommend going back and playing it over, listening to it. And if you're happy, move on. If you're not happy with it, you can always re-record it. So I'm going to go to Add New Track, Voice and Microphone, and so tomorrow, just look at the sky, and if there's no moon, you can bet I found what I sought, and I'll finally caught the moon in my moon-catching net. So again, it's saving it up here. I'm going to click out. And you can see what's nice is it's already stacking them so they're lined up for us. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to add one more. But if the moon's still shining there, look close underneath and you'll see a clear look at me in the sky swinging free with a star in my moon-catching net. So now I have all 3 tracks recorded, so I'm going to click out of here and you can see that they're all in. So that's how you get started and start recording. Our next one will be how we add our other sounds in.